Darinoka. Hey, Bart, I'm having trouble getting my stack to connect.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a look at it here. Get this untangled.
All right, short first segment. Get out about 8 after maybe.
It doesn't need to be quite that short.
Well, yeah, he's got to be done at 25 of not.
Boom.
Sometimes it'll bump me to a different internet.
Chuck, maybe we get into what you were talking about at 6:30.
Yeah.
So we don't get spun
You're
up
right.
on that
Yeah.
stuff.
No, I was actually going to. I'm going to start with the first college football game was played today, and I'm going to get into like what the rules were.
We don't.
It's nothing like what college football is now. Just follow me.
Oh yeah. No problem.
You guys know my love of history. You know, I mean, I'm sure it shines through every day. But I was reading the Today in Sports History this morning, as I do from time to time. Did you guys know that the very first college football game was played today in 1869 between what is now known as Princeton and what is now known as Rutgers? Now,
Were you there?
no, I was not there. I was not there, but I have friends who were. And
Facebook.
yeah, Facebook friends. That's exactly right. But now listen to this. This is how they played college football when they first started. You could advance the ball with your hands, your feet, your head, or your side, but you can't run with it. You can only advance it. You can't pass it. Well, you can throw it, I guess. Hands, feet, head, sides. But you can't run with the ball. It was a low-scoring game.
Sounds like.
As you might imagine. You know, I don't know. It was a low-scoring game.
Let me get my head around this.
All right, listen to me. Players could advance the ball, and you could only use your hands, your feet, your head, or your side. I'm going to assume your torso. But you can't run with the ball.
So you can throw it,
You could throw it.
kick it,
You could kick
you
it.
can hit it with your
You
side.
could hit it with your body, your side, but you could not run with the ball. And it was a six. It was a low-scoring battle.
I wonder if they had the both screens working back then.
I don't know, but that was
Throw it out tunnel screen.
It was a much different
throw it
game,
out on the-
obviously back then. But again, you guys know my love of history, and so
Yeah.
that caught my
Well, let me
eye.
ask you a question. Do you
First
think
thing
we've
this
made
morning.
advancements?
Yeah, I think we've made advancements. I think so. Yeah,
The running game.
yeah, I think we have.
I thought we made advancements when we had the forward pass. I thought that was a thing. So are you saying did they take the forward pass away? Did we get to where they run the ball and then it became such a thing where you're running the ball and we lost the pass? Then we came back to the past. Is there video? Is there footage of this
Surely
game?
there. Let's go to the
Is
Pryor
there-
Center. Surely
yeah, there's
got to
be. I want to see footage of how they used to play football, the evolution of football. I want to see it all.
That sounds
That's
like
what
a
I-
documentary.
It sounds like something
It
you
sounds
should
like
do.
no. It sounds like
You're
something
loving
you
this.
would be interested in. You are a documentarian and love to tell the story. So I mean, you
Well,
got
we need-
150 years worth of story right here,
History
man.
buff like you. Well, that's what we need. Well,
I just-
okay. Well, hey, there you go. That's a
Well-
6'4", and it started in the Ivy League.
What is now, I guess, the Ivy League.
Yeah.
It was like back then. It was Rutgers College against New Jersey College, and New Jersey College is now Princeton, according to what I read.
I think we should turn this into a segment that we do routinely here, which is, you just pick modern advancements, like whatever it is, where it all started. The first day of the microwave.
Well, guys tend to love history the more they age. Like the older you get, the more you like history. By the time you're 70, it's all you talk about. So maybe something like that could work. I don't know.
We got a big show lined up
We
today.
do, as a matter of fact.
Dari's coming up in a few minutes. Paul
Dari
Feinbaum.
Noka.
Yeah, Dari Noka, the face of the SEC network. And then Paul Feinbaum, who
Or is it
masquerades.
Paul Feinbaum?
Well, I mean, I think if they were picking, they would run Dari out there on a poster.
Yeah.
But if they,
Similar
but
salaries.
They put a
Similar
4-hour
salaries,
show
aren't they?
on the SEC network with Feinbaum.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to both of those guys. 6:15 and then 7:30 for Feinbaum, and then Chris Bucknam retiring as the head track and field coach at Arkansas after 34 SEC championships, a couple of national titles. Recently finished 1 point shy of winning the outdoor. And he hands the job over to Doug Case, who's been his assistant for 25 years.
When I read this yesterday afternoon, I'm thinking, well, Buck's not old enough to retire.
69?
Chris Case is just a young guy.
Yeah.
And of course, then you stop and think about it. It's like, well, maybe he is.
I think Case is 60. Doug Case is 62 or 63.
Yeah, well, that's how old I am. So he is a young guy.
Could you run a track program
No.
right now?
No.
Would you want to do that?
I would not be, no.
Would you coach sprinters like he does?
No,
Vaulters?
I would be.
You see Chuck out there coaching
yeah.
the pole vault?
I would like nothing more.
Wouldn't that be great?
I would be fired.
A
in
day
hurry.
of coaching with Chuck would be have Chuck mic'd up. Let him do one of these charity basketball games. Give him a squad. Let him pick.
We did that years ago.
red-white game. Yeah.
Years and years ago.
I've done it. It's fun.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want. In
I
the
think
huddle,
I
but
did it a
doesn't
year
matter.
or two before you did. And it was, it was fun. It
Go
was a
out
good
there
time.
and play harder, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
You can draw up an out of bounds play and they'll just laugh at it.
Well, we did 1, 2, 3 family, when we broke the huddle. But,
Family on
Yeah,
three,
yeah,
family
yeah,
on me.
yeah,
1, 2, 3,
exactly.
family.
Yeah. And
Oh,
so
that's
we did that.
Jason Brown off Last Chance
Yeah,
U.
yeah.
Where's he at now?
I don't know.
Is he in a coaching mix anywhere? Hate me now, love me later. That guy's that guy appeared to be
No.
nuts.
No, he's not.
He's not in.
Really?
He's not in the mix anywhere.
He doesn't appear to be anywhere.
3 SEC
A quick
teams
Google search.
played basketball last night. They all won
Yeah.
with no problem. These
Mississippi State had some problems.
Well,
and
I
then
just
they
looked
turned,
at the
they,
final
they
score.
turned it on late.
I looked at the final score.
Yeah,
It
they,
didn't appear as if
yeah,
I didn't watch
they pulled
the game.
away.
They
You
were
pulled
down, they
away.
were
Watch
down.
the game?
Well, I didn't.
Who'd they
He,
play?
he had money
Tarleton?
on it. He had money
No,
on it.
they-
He took nickels in the points. Am I right?
Not Nichols.
Nichols?
Gosh, you
North
were-
Alabama.
I'm sorry, North
Whoever
Alabama.
it was.
You might be the definition of a degenerate.
That's very far from true.
I don't know.
very-
Well, it depends on who the comparison is. But to some, you would be considered degenerate.
He's
to
a
Arthur,
frequent. He's a frequent
To Arthur,
gambler.
not so much. Georgia beat Maryland Eastern Shore. LSU beat Tarleton State. Is that Billy Gillespie's team?
It is.
And that was 96-60.
But I
And-
believe they're currently being coached by Glenn Cyprian.
that's right. And then Mississippi State, 86, North Alabama, 62. Dari Noka will join us next. Hey, good morning, Chuck. Good morning, Bart.
Hey.
Good morning, Edward.
Good morning.
Well, hey, this is, let's have a cup of coffee and do it today. You want to?
I'm down.
To own the
Family
day.
on 3.
I'm
Here we
in.
go.
Family on 3, family on me. 1, 2, 3.
Family.
Chuck has a little bit of a bad habit of getting on Facebook and buying things.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Truck Month is here at Chevrolet of Fayetteville, and the savings are big. Get up to $12,000 off new Silverados, up to $8,000 off Chevy 2500s, and up to $5,000 off Chevy Colorado. That's real money back in your pocket. Plus more inventory, more discounts, and better service than anywhere else in Northwest Arkansas. Stop by today and see Chris, Mark, and Denver at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
That's special.
I actually found this thing on my phone that, you go in and it allows you to, cancel all your subscriptions to all the stupid things you've subscribed to.
Was it liberating?
I improved my monthly budget by leaps and bounds.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Boy, the college football playoff rankings came out.
Yes, they did.
And we got a bunch of games coming up this weekend.
Yes, we do.
That could really impact it. We're into that stretch run where now one game really can matter.
For some teams, it's already the playoff. You know, if your back's against the wall and one more loss knocks you out, well, you're already playing postseason football. Every time you play, it's a playoff
A
game.
couple things going on in college football. The college football playoff and the coaching playoff. You know, the coaching carousel, the coaching raffle, the coaching auction. Dario Nokas joining us, SEC Network, and he is the face. We have determined ever since he started coming on the show that he was the face of the SEC Network. And then Paul Feinbaum's coming up later today, Dario, and I don't know what to call him.
No, you got Paul coming up. That's amazing, buddy. He can be the voice of, and I'll be the face of.
Okay,
No,
there we go.
He's the mouth.
Yeah.
Bart just did it. He said he's the mouth, and you're the face.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the mouth of the South.
Yeah.
You better believe it.
How is it when you slide in there to fill in occasionally on the Paul Feinbaum show and you take all those calls?
I haven't done it for a while, but it's one of those things that typically when that 4 hours is over, you know, I walk off the set and I ask myself, what in the hell just happened? You know,
I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
yeah, like that was a thing just now, wasn't it? Yeah, that actually was a thing.
It truly is the inmates running the asylum.
Yeah, I mean, he admits that. I mean, he's just they take him for the ride. But I tell you what, the thing about it is the connection that he has with them, and it's real, man. I mean,
it
you know,
is. There's no question.
You know, he went to Phyllis's funeral, and like they really do. They have a deep connection with him, and that's an admirable thing, man. And it says a lot about him. You know, that they feel like he's really their friend, and that he is their friend. Like, in fact, is their friend. So. It's a unique thing. I don't know that we'll ever really see anything like it again when you look at it in its entirety.
That's part of the fun of what we get to do here. You know, we got our friends just listening to the show and having coffee and calling in. And
That's right.
They love to hear from you, Dari. Can you just place coaches at vacancies for us that are open now in college football? I mean, I kid, but at the same time, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this where we've had this many big openings.
How about this
in the
little
middle of
stat?
the season?
So, by the end of October, there were 8 FBS openings, okay? And then a 9th was added just after that with Auburn. But there were 8 at the end of October. In the last 2 seasons combined before this, there were 2 by the end of October. So we haven't seen this, Bo. It's completely different. And it's, in my opinion, and you know, I think most people would probably agree, it's the money. It's the NIL. It's the boosters. It's the people that supply the money to fund the rosters, telling the athletics directors and the universities that we're going to shut off the pipeline of money. We feel like we're going nowhere as a program. We're wasting our donations by giving it to you all when this person is the head coach. And until you make a change, we're not going to give any more money. And I feel like that's the reason that we're seeing what we're seeing. And the ADs, I think, are kind of backed into a wall, and patience is not something that they're really able to have right now. I don't know that this will be the case forever, but that's just my feeling on why it's happening like this.
Obviously, we're most concerned about the Razorbacks. Where do you think Arkansas falls in all this? Where are they in the pecking order? What's the view, do you think, around college football about this job?
I think it's in the middle somewhere of there. You know, it's not Florida, it's not LSU, it's not Penn State. It's probably somewhere right after that, you know. And where do they go? I have no idea. I don't know if you guys would have a lot better feel on that than I do. I feel like the longer it goes, the less likely it's Petrino. You know, I see chatter a little bit about James Franklin, which I think would be a good hire. I thought from the jump, if I'm Arkansas or I'm Oklahoma State, that's one of the first calls I make. I think he makes sense there. He's had SEC success at a place that wasn't the easiest to have SEC success. I think he could be really good at Arkansas. So, but I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. You know, I don't know if there's hesitation to hire Bobby. I don't know if they're waiting to see if the team wins some games before the end of the year. It's a mystery, man, just like it is everywhere else. You know, the whole Lane Kiffin mystery, the whole what the heck's Auburn going to do? John Cohen made, alluded to if, you know, that this search could take a while because if it's not somebody that's in-house, it's somebody that's going to be playing late into the season. So I'm I'm completely baffled as to what really any of them are going to do.
You know, I wonder if jobs are what they used to be in terms of how we looked at them. You know, Florida's a great job. You know, LSU's a great job. I mean, Auburn's a great job. You can win a national championship there. Well, with the portal now and boosters like Cody Taylor at Texas Tech saying, you know, I'm going to step up. I'm not just going to give the money. I'm going to get a bunch of other wealthy people in my circle to help. We're going to create a committee or a group, and we're going to go get a guy. And then we're going to go get players. And we're all going to be on the same page. And if I'm a coach, to me, that may be more important now than the place that I'm going, as in LSU or Auburn or whatever.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, and that goes right to, like, the Lane Kiffin thing, right? I mean, is this assumption that Florida or LSU is an easier spot for him to win a national title than Ole Miss, like an old, antiquated belief? Maybe it is. You know, I mean, all you've got to do is look in Bloomington, Indiana, to see a guy that came over in year one, brought a whole bunch of his guys and a whole bunch of other additions to the portal, goes 11-1 and makes the playoff, and in year two is a legitimate threat to win the national championship. In Bloomington, flipping Indiana, which going into the season had the worst winning percentage among FBS football programs all time. So if it can happen there, then I think it can probably happen everywhere. I do think there's this old school mindset that some coaches might still adhere to that say, hey, you know, we can get transfers from anywhere, but I'd still like to be in a place with a 200, 300-mile radius from a bunch of five stars.
Yeah.
But I don't know that ultimately is going to determine who wins the championship, because a lot of those guys aren't in the same place in year number two.
Dari, the college football playoff rankings came out. How are we going to land in the SEC? This is so funny that we still have these conferences that are, just positioning themselves and arguing. And I wish we could almost do away with conferences and not have that discussion. Like, who are the best teams? Get them in the playoff. But how many do you think the SEC is ultimately going to end up with?
I think somewhere between 4 and 6.
Holy cow.
I think you look around.
6 would set the world on. The whole world would just melt down.
But it kind of depends too, right? So if Notre Dame loses again, then they're out. That creates a spot. I think if the Big 12 ends up a one-bid league and not two, that opens up a spot. I think in the Big 10, if Oregon loses another game, they're highly questionable now. That opens up another spot. I think you're looking at 1 or 2 Big 12. I think you're looking at 2 or 3 Big 10, and you're looking at 1 ACC, possibly Notre Dame in a group of 5. And depending on how that shakes out, I think you're realistically looking maybe at 4 or 5. But if Notre Dame loses again and the Big 10 gets 2 and the Big 12 gets 1, you could be looking at 6. So it kind of depends on what else is going on around the country. But it's going to be no less than a third of the field.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting also to me to see where we started and then where we end up. Like when the initial rankings came out, you form a bracket based off those rankings as it would be today. And really the playoff begins now. I mean, BYU, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, and Missouri this weekend. I mean, these are playoff implications. You're basically playing your way in or out for some teams with 3 games left in the regular season. Absolutely.
Vanderbilt is playing for their lives. Well, to Oklahoma, is off this week, but they go to Alabama in a must-win. Texas, they got to go to Mississippi, to Georgia in 2 weeks. That's not a walk in the park, So you're right. I mean, it does. It feels like postseason for all of these teams that know that if we lose, there's a really high likelihood we are done, like Tennessee did last week.
Hey, Dari, when you were ripping off those numbers from the conferences, it seems to me as though that the gap is getting even wider. I mean, the ACC's having a down year. I mean, Clemson's not what people thought they were. Florida State's fizzled. SMU, they're good. They're not quite as good as they were last year. They're going to get probably Virginia in. There's not a great group of 5 team out there, although there are a lot of good ones. Big 12 maybe 1 or 2. And we focus on Ohio State and Indiana, but it's not like the Big Ten's got this long list of playoff teams. It just looks like the SEC is the way the setup is right now. The gap's got the potential to grow even wider.
Well, I mean, it kind of proves what Big Ten people are sick of hearing, that it's a deeper league. The SEC is a deeper league than the Big Ten. I think you're safely going to put Ohio State and Indiana in there. Their third best team is Oregon, and their fourth
Right.
is SC, and SC's down there at 19. And Oregon and SC still have to play each other in Eugene in a couple of weeks. So one of those teams is going to knock the other one out, and then they may lose independently of that game. So you're looking at 3 at the absolute most in the Big Ten, while in the SEC you're looking at potentially having 5 or 6, and it just goes to the depth. Big Ten very, very top heavy, and the SEC is very, very deep. And sometimes the Big Ten gets all mad when they hear that, because you're telling me Illinois doesn't match up with Ole Miss. You're telling me, Nebraska doesn't match up with, with Georgia or Texas. And it's like, that's exactly what we're talking about.
I'll tell you that.
Well, let's play those games.
Yeah.
Let's get these conferences intermingled and play these games. Dari, I know you got your next drop off. Dari's got the dad bus going this morning. He's dropped off. Only dropped
Caught
on.
him between stops.
We did. We caught him between stops. He's multitasking and doing it well. Dari, hey, we
Thank you,
always
Dari.
appreciate you. Love you, man. Thanks for hopping on with us.
I love you too, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a great show.
Talk soon, man. 626, Dari Noka, the face of the SEC Network, preceding the mouth of the SEC Network coming up later.
cow.
What a show. I mean,
Yeah.
7:30 later today, we'll have
know. It's gonna be big.
Paul Fine. We should celebrate. If Blakeman's were open right now, we could go there and we could mark our milestone today, Chuck. We never really did celebrate our year anniversary together.
I know.
We should go up there and have a latte at Cafe B, or a Prosecco or a mimosa, or they bring you out maybe a bourbon.
Yeah.
Whatever you're looking at. Something
Special
expensive.
bottle in the back.
Yeah, macaroons. They always have fresh macaroons there. But it's about the whole experience at Blakeman's, and it really is about marking your journey, your milestones. What do you have for your story? When people get married or they get engaged, that's something you're used to marking. But there's so many other things, like you get a raise or you get a promotion. Maybe you mark that moment. At Blakeman's, it's more than jewelry. It's about your story. We got a lot to get into today. I think we're going to dive into some stuff next that it'll require a cup of coffee on the Chuck and Bo Show. It's 6:27. The sun is coming up. Good morning. If you need an emergency contact, just write the Chuck and Bo Show. We'll be your emergency contact.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up. And don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds. Professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection or visit hoggutters.com. When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call.
Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I can't figure out if Chuck's playing a role here, or this is how he feels, or if he cares at all.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, wow. This group and what we talk about during the breaks, it is construction currently. That is ongoing. I know that people are just like, really, guys? Really?
Really.
Can you give us something else? That's what we're saying. Really?
Yeah, really.
Really?
I think anybody who drives along this stretch of road on a daily basis for work or taking their kids to school or whatever, they agree with us.
We're talking about College Avenue in the heart of Fayetteville. To the rest
agree
of
with
Arkansas and beyond, we are
Yeah.
talking about College Avenue in the
Those of
heart
you
of
listening
Fayetteville.
in other places,
Yeah.
we're talking about our
We're
world.
talking about our town, where
That's
we
right.
live and what happens here. We're on the hill.
We're talking
We're
about
down the
us.
street from the University of Arkansas. But you wouldn't know it's down the street because it takes a hell of a long time to get there.
Man, it is
Gracious.
brutal.
I mean,
Goodness.
Chuck was, Edward mentioned that maybe Chuck and I should stage a protest where we lay out in the road.
Yeah, just go lay down in the median like that lady at Kohl's in the tree 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't come down. They were gonna take that tree down so they could build that shopping plaza that included Kohl's. And
I remember. Oh, yeah.
Bart and I are going to go stand out on the corner with signs telling them to pour the concrete.
why don't you just go out there?
We're going to
with-
get a mic and a boombox like a street corner evangelist and just,
Yes.
and
Why
just
don't-
yell at them.
Well, I've got that guy in Charlotte, Mark. Remember
Yeah,
that?
exactly what I was thinking of.
We're in the hotel. We're downtown Charlotte, a few blocks from the stadium.
what I thought.
And we go out and get lunch, and we had
There's a
afternoon
taco-
show at that
taco
time.
truck.
We go
right
out and
there
get
on the
lunch, and there's this guy yelling into a microphone, "I've got good news," and he just kept saying it over and over and over, and then he would like, then he would deliver that. But then we go back inside, and we're kind of getting ready for the show, and like wherever we were in the hotel, and you could hear it in there. And
Background of the show.
yeah. Well, maybe like before you go out there and protest, you could you and Edward could do I don't know, old Chuck and Bo signs.
Yeah.
And just see how many honks versus middle fingers you get.
I was thinking you were gonna see if that guy was available to come help us out.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's
Just
I don't-
heckle him all day.
I
Just
should have
heckle him all day
got his
long.
business card, but I knew where that was going to go. I knew where that would go, and it wasn't going to be a short conversation, I didn't want to do that.
That's right.
But yeah, we've got this thing out here now, and it's dangerous. I mean, you got to be really careful.
It's not safe the
And-
way they've done it. It's very
not
very.
safe.
And I would
not
like to
safe.
point
Not
out
safe.
that our beef is not with any of the construction workers, who many of
That's right.
listen to
That's
us.
right.
We
Yeah,
love
no.
you and appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And you work your tail off every day.
Absolutely.
Now, and it's not your boss's fault, but their boss's fault. Now we got a problem with that.
Yeah.
It's the
Those
plan.
nameless, faceless
the
people.
man.
It's the
We got
plan.
a problem
It's the man.
with you.
It's a survey.
We got a problem with
the
the man
plan.
or the woman.
That's right.
Yeah. We got
The man with the plan has failed.
Yeah, well,
Hey, speaking of plans.
I am ready for it to be finished. That's for sure.
Speaking of plans, we talk about, the architect of the road work and all that. The architect of the Razorback football program, Hunter Yurachek, hasn't said anything because he's, in a coaching search, and he's not going to publicly talk about it. But what is going on
It's
that we haven't really talked about or been, nobody, when you walk up, somebody walks up to you, around town, wherever you are, and whether it's Chuck or I or Bart or you in Magnolia today, and they say, "Hey man, who the next coach is going to be?" They never say, "Hey, what do you think Hunter Yurachek is doing? What do you think's going on behind the scenes that's not publicly for everyone to see?" They never say, what do you think's going on there that's going to impact our football program moving forward?
I would think raising money is a big part of it. I mean, look, the fun part of a coaching search is tossing out names. I mean, we did this yesterday. We've done it for days. And it's fun. I mean, that's why a coaching search is fun.
Part of it.
And we toss these names out with the idea that it's somebody else's money. There's plenty of cash there. Just pay them. Pay whatever you got to pay.
Or they don't even think about that. They just, think about, hey, this guy would be good here.
Yeah, I like him on TV.
Yeah.
I like what he said the other day. My sense right now is, and I think this is fairly accurate, is that there is a concerted effort going on right now to raise, what I think most of us would call real money. for the football program.
Program changing money.
The kind of money that allows you to do a whole lot more than you're doing right now, and that includes the coaching search. If this is what's going on right now, and I believe it is, I think it's the right move. If there is an advantage to be gained by making a change, in our case in late September, in the case of Arkansas, I think if there is an advantage there, it's you can go out and either get commitments from people or not get commitments from people financially, and you know where you stand. People take James Franklin, for example, or P.J. Fleck. Those are a couple of names that have been thrown out the last couple of days, popular names.
There you go, throwing out names again.
Those are $8 million a year guys, wouldn't you say? I mean, what do you guys think?
At least.
Bart, you think $8 million a year gets you P.J. Fleck at least?
At least.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, look, you got to spend money to be competitive.
All right, follow me here though. We already pay Cal about $8 million a year, and he earns every penny. I'm not begrudging that. We're not that far removed from when Houston Nutt and Nolan Richardson. I mean, it wasn't even $3 million combined. You're talking about if you were to go out and hire one of these guys, that's $16 million right there, and you've not paid for your staff yet. Have you checked these assistant coaches' salaries? Pretty good. You know, you're just between your football and basketball staffs. You're spending more money paying people than you are paying the players. You know, if you really start doing the math, and you still got 17 other sports to pay for. And those coaches are getting paid, and those players are getting paid. So you better know where you stand financially. Who knows? I mean, the last thing in the world you want to do is leave $50 million on the table. I mean, look, this is relatively new. I shouldn't say I've always. Just through observation, I can't help but wonder if an athletic director's best recruiters become the people that are given the money. You know, the one or two well-heeled, if you want to use that term. It's a lot easier to turn down an AD's call than it is a well-heeled booster who you may or may not do business with. That stuff's got to happen first. The idea that you can just go out and, bet on the fact that this guy will be good and the money will come, I don't know that you can do that. But I don't think we ought to be so dismissive of two things. One, I know there are people that are going to say, well, you've already got that guy here. You've already got that guy here. And number two, there's the thought that, well, you need to go out and get somebody that's not, not a big name. Follow me. One more point here, and then you can have it. What if, let's say there is no Curt Cignetti. All right, let's just say Indiana's still what Indiana's always been, and this was a year ago or 2 years ago. What if Hunter Yurachek had gotten up and said, I'm hiring the coach from James Madison.
And he's bringing his roster with him.
And he's bringing his team with him. But I'm hiring the coach from James Madison. What do you think the reaction would have been?
Do you think he would have made it? Hunter would have made it till the day he coached his first game?
But case in point. We brought up Eric Morris's name yesterday. Oh, I don't know. Morris, Texas. Last time we did that. Or you bring up another coach, the Memphis coach, the South Florida coach, or anyone else that, those guys probably are more prominent than Cignetti was at James Madison, truth be told. But don't dismiss that just because you haven't heard of the guy. Because the case that everybody cites and says, if they can do it, we can do it, they hired a guy nobody had ever heard of. And they didn't even know who he was until he got up there and said, I win, Google me. That's what got everybody's attention. Nobody even knew who he was until then. And we kind of laughed at it until he actually started winning. But don't be dismissive of that. But by the same token, understand that if you want this name coach, you've got to raise the money first. That guy's not coming without the assurance of salary, NIL, staff money, like Cal in basketball. He didn't come without all those assurances. So if that's what's going on right now, and I believe it is, I think that's good. I think that's what you have to do before you make any kind of final call.
Whether it's a big name or not, you've got to do all the things you just said to be competitive in football. And it's already been played out publicly. Okay? Hunter Yurachek said Sam Pittman didn't have the resources he needed. People ran with that without hearing the rest of what got said. He didn't withhold resources. He was talking about, we got to go get them. And since that time, he's met with the board. He's laid out a plan. There are conversations, I would tell you, that are happening all over the state with Hunter and small groups of people. What's happening with the program is what we don't see or what we're not talking about. But when we evaluate coaches on wins and losses, which we should, we evaluate in the same way athletic directors based on hires.
Oh, yeah.
And he knows that. And every athletic director knows that. And for Hunter, right now, he's in his own playoff. Like, there's not going to be a bigger hire that he makes in his tenure as AD than this one, in my opinion. Because as much as we want to talk about we're better at basketball, we're great at baseball, we're a basketball school, we're a baseball school, Arkansas Razorback fans have always cared more about football. There's more people that care about football in our state than any other sport. And to me, that describes what kind of school you are. Not whether you're good at it or not. What does your fan base demand, even if you haven't been good for a decade, that you are good at? And that makes this hire in his tenure the most important one. So I got to believe that he's out there doing everything he can to make sure whomever the hire is has all those resources they've got to have to win in the SEC.
I think you're exactly right. Hey, before we go to a break, let me talk about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. I always like talking about them because they've been great partners for me, and I've talked to a lot of people over the last several years who've either bought a home or sold their home and used Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, as their agent, and it always seems to turn out well.
Sure does.
And Bo's family is a perfect example of that, and there are certainly others as well. You know, when you're looking for a home, especially if it's your first time out, I mean, you need advice. You need somebody that understands the market. Sometimes, first off, you don't know what you don't know, and secondly, sometimes, you know, what you think you know can get you in trouble, and they are always there. And they've always got the right answers. At least that's been my experience. And when it comes time to sell your home, they've got a list of prospective buyers a mile long. They'll sell your house, and they'll get you the price you want for that house. They've been doing this since 1978. They've got offices in Northwest Arkansas, Washington, and Benton counties. They're in Fort Smith. They're in Branson. They've got a wide selection of homes, and you can check it out at WeicherGriffin.com.
We're full service here. We're like the concierge of sports talk radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
This fall, don't just pay for a heating tune-up. Make it part of a Paschal membership and get year-round benefits for your home. For as low as $8.99 a month, your annual tune-up is included. Plus, members get exclusive discounts on air, plumbing, and electric services. Don't wait until there's a problem. Protect your home, budget, and peace of mind with Paschal. Visit GoPaschal.com to learn more and join today. And Razorback fans, we've got exciting news. Paschal is now proud to be the official air, plumbing, and electric provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
I don't need Chat GTP. I've got Chuck GTP.
Amen.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck loves to network and hobnob before the game. I'm just kidding. He avoids people at all
No,
costs.
that's not true. That is not true. You make me sound like you're just an antisocial guy that stands over off to the side and says, "You people stay away from me." It's not like that at all.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes. We got so much to get into
We
today.
really do.
6:51. Good morning.
Paul Feinbaum coming out.
Paul Feinbaum at 7:30. Man, Bart's in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. Can you see? I don't
He's
have
just
the
soaking
screen.
it all in.
Can you see the Varsity
I
Vibe
can.
sign
I was
behind
going to
him?
comment on that.
L&L
is,
Metal Fabrication.
That's
did
a
that.
big time sign right
I mean,
there.
that looks great.
I think some
And,
illumination around
yeah,
the
no,
edges.
that's right. We're just getting started.
Yeah.
But that's Varsity Vibe behind Bart, Varsity Vibe Arkansas.
Is this the anchor desk for
That's going to
Varsity
be.
Vibe?
That's going to be. We have a studio in the making, and as soon as we get it done, we're going to move into another area of the building and build a bigger bigger one.
Wow.
So it's
big plan.
It's like the construction outside on College Avenue.
This is
in
the
Fayetteville.
first move right here.
This is
the first
that
move.
sign, Brandon White, L&L Metal Fabrication. I mean, if you need that kind of work done, there's nobody better.
Yeah.
And the precision in the work is just perfect. And you know what? Nothing says it's time for Bart to have a background quite like that does.
I know, it really
because
does.
Bart's had a bare wall behind. You know, when we started the show, we said we're going to put it on camera, and it's not going to look like a hostage video.
Right.
Because a lot
You
of
need a
guys that
picture,
do radio
something back
shows,
there. I know.
You know, it's like they throw a camera up, and it's an afterthought. And we weren't going to do that, but you always have looked like you are. Yeah, that looks. We still got the junk rack to your left.
equipment rack.
I mean, there is part of your shot that looks like you're in a storage container.
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm in a storage container.
And, you know, but it also like there is a I don't know, there is an ambience in here that's sort of like hard work.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I
a
mean?
working man
It's a
studio.
working
It
man
is.
studio.
It's got a
This
blue
is
collar
not-
feel.
That's
yeah,
right.
this isn't some corporate,
I'm a man of the people.
restaurant that decided they wanted to put a studio in their new corporate office and they might do their own podcast. And you go in there and it looks great. We're embarrassed to bring people in here, but real work is getting
Yeah,
done.
this is where the work gets done. I mean, it's a working man studio.
And we come to work
come to
in work
work.
clothes.
That's right.
We're not putting
That's
a suit
right.
on.
Wow.
You know, you got a quarter zip every once in a while, but that's just because that's who you are. You'd probably mow the lawn in a quarter zip.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, you wouldn't mow the lawn. But, I mean, that's a whole other
Valid point.
That's a whole
I
other
don't want to get the
topic.
quarter zip sweaty.
Hey, by the way,
Then I'd have to do laundry.
Yeah, I have to do laundry.
I
then.
don't mow the lawn because I don't want to get the quarter zip messed up.
Yeah.
Bobby Petrino was on the SEC teleconference yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He gave a Taylon Green update.
Taylon practiced last night, did a good job. He's feeling good. He still has to do a good job this week of being in the training room and getting treatment and getting back to 100%. But I'm very encouraged that he will, much more than I was after the game.
Now, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm still into the season. Like, I'm still going to watch the games. I'm still going to be interested to watch the games. Am I alone in that, or am I the minority? When people say they've checked out, and actually I haven't heard a lot of people say that here on our show, but I'm sure that's a feeling with some. I just think when you get around to the LSU game on Saturday at 11:45, a week from this weekend, that you're going to want to watch the game. I'm going to want to watch the game.
People will pay attention as long as there's something to hold their attention. They're probably more apt to tune out if things
they're
go
down
bad in a hurry. Yeah.
24 to 7 at halftime.
Well, here we go again.
You might not stay there. Hey, while you're watching games, don't forget about Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer, 95 calories, but it tastes like a Yingling. Almost 7 o'clock. Good morning.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more, they carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today. Hey, it's Bo, and I want to share something that's completely enhanced my day-to-day life. About a year ago, I started telling you about the Sweatnum Edge. Well, over the last several months, here's what's happened for me. My energy level is completely different. My exercise gains have seen a big jump. My mind is clearer, and frankly, life is just more enjoyable. Now, that's my story. What about you? Search the Sweatnum Edge online and get a free evaluation today. It's made a big difference for me, and I know it can for you too. The Sweatnum Edge.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eyes. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
So I spent yesterday. You don't mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
When are the locks starting? When are Bart's
Well, it
locks?
sounds like he just has one right there.
Chuck.
Yes.
Very last page of the notes. Go to the very last page of the notes.
I never
today.
get that for
You never.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I know. This has been in here for 6 months.
Where is it?
Okay, it's at the very last page.
Gosh, dang, how many
It's under-
pages are
yeah,
there?
Okay, you see the very last line? You got
Clemson
it
minus
right
3.
there. What's the very last?
Bart's locks.
He's still got his record.
He still got his record from
The
last year.
Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo
There we
show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
And Bobby Petrino had a few things to say on the SEC teleconference yesterday. It's bye week. He didn't have his news conference on Monday, and we didn't do the weekly appearance here on the Chuck and Bo Show because they're in a bye week. But he still does the SEC teleconference. And here's what he said about just these close losses that they've been dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty loaded question. I think that, this season that we've been right there and haven't been able to get it done in the fourth quarter, been able to make the plays under pressure in all three phases that has hurt us with our ability to win in the fourth quarter. That's when you got to be able to make those plays.
What's interesting is what will the bye week bring? Will it bring guys that are still ready to go and flying around and trying to win a game, giving everything they have? Because I do feel like this team has played really hard, especially since he's been the interim coach. It played really hard for Pittman over the years. Maybe it lacked a little bit around the Notre Dame game or the parts of the Memphis game, but just looking at this snapshot of 4 games with Petrino, I think these guys have played really hard. Will they continue to play hard? And will they continue to be in a game where they have a chance to win it on the road at LSU? That'll be interesting to see. He was also asked about just the pressure head coaches are facing in college football today.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, with the increase in the pressure to win, the pressure to go to the playoffs, that people are pulling the string and firing coaches in the middle of the season. And that certainly is something that's different than throughout most of my career.
I had another guy in college football who works in college football every week, and he's around multiple programs every week yesterday. And he said, what do you make of these crazy buyouts? And I mean, this is a football guy. And I'm like, what do you mean? I mean, it's not the first time we've seen this. He goes, but this is on another level. This is crazy. And I said to him, I think it is worth repeating. We've said it on the show before. We thought, and based on last year, the few college football openings there were, like Billy Napier didn't get fired last year. They tried to make it work. They tried to give it another year. We thought that was going to slow down buyouts and firing coaches midseason, and athletic directors and schools would be more patient. It's been the opposite because the pressure to win has gotten greater.
Well, it's
gone up.
There's always been that viewpoint when people say you can't afford to fire a guy. Well, sometimes you can't afford not to. And there's no question that boosters are more powerful than ever before. I'm not, it's kind of like we're talking about giving money. In a perfect world, somebody gives you a bunch of money and says, do whatever you feel is the right thing to do. I trust your judgment. But more oftentimes than not, I mean, they want to say so in it. And, threats and all kinds of stuff. I mean, those things work. I mean, they do. I hate to say it, but there's evidence that they do.
I believe the pressure has just mounted in a way that I didn't even know it could ratchet up to another level, but it has. And I think it for a couple of reasons. It's the ability to make the college football playoff has never been more real for so many teams. You can see a path to get there, even if you're not a traditional power. And this year, I think, is showing some of that. And it'll be interesting to see who actually ends up in the college football playoff. But there is a real belief that you can spend your way into the college football playoff now. And teams that have big supporting fan bases are not going to put up with anything other than being in the hunt to win a national championship for very long.
Or at least get in the playoff.
But the teams that are getting to the playoff and they're losing, like a Penn State, they're not going to put up with it. This guy can't get us past. He can't get us all the way there.
That's true.
And you can't have a down year. I mean, look, we heard a clip from Herb Street the other day. We've talked about it many times. Ryan Day had to have an armed guard 24 hours a day outside his house to protect him from his own fans, whom 4 weeks later he went and won the national championship for. I was at the Rose Bowl standing on the field when Ohio State arrived at the game. And they all get off the bus and they walk out the tunnel and they're all in their street clothes and Day's in a suit. And fans have already gotten in. There's a few in there and they're all crowded around the tunnel. Ohio State fans. And they're basically consoling Ryan Day. We still love you, coach. You're still our guy. And they're like combating the other fans that are trying to get the guy fired after the Michigan game. That's the pressure. And this guy goes on and win. They have the best team in the country and they go win the national championship. But people who are those programs, the pressure's even greater now. Like, you can't have a bad season, James Franklin. You can't. You can't have a one-off. I mean, the record that guy had at Penn State, what are we talking about?
Oh, I know.
The only thing he didn't do was win a national championship.
That's right. That's exactly right. It's in large part what they are being paid. And I don't begrudge anyone getting whatever they can get. But, you know, we were talking a minute ago about the potential to pay $8 million here. You know, as Bart pointed out, that would be the 10th highest salary in the SEC. And $15 million to buy out Hugh Freeze seems like a bargain. $15 million seems like a bargain. Fans are being asked to pay for all that. You know, they're being asked to pay for it. And so there is enormous pressure. And it's tough on coaches, but it's tough on fans. It's tough on everybody right now.
When you go on vacation, Chuck, and you spring for the better deal, or not the better deal, the higher end deal, you know, for those that do can relate. When you say, I'm going to spend, I don't know, $500 a night on this hotel room instead of $200, it's a special deal. We've saved money. We're going to do it the right way. And we're getting all the services that come with it. We're going on vacation. And you get there, you have an expectation.
Right.
And when that expectation doesn't meet, you're thinking, I'm paying $300 more a night for a room. And I'm not getting what they promised. Or this doesn't feel worth it. So when you're spending more money, that is going to ratchet up the pressure. And by the way,
but here's the problem. You don't have any choice. If you want to like have a comfortable stay, you don't have any choice but to get the $500 room.
That's right.
You don't have a choice.
Everybody's got to get the $500 room.
That's right.
And so it doesn't even matter at this point, because you can't say, well, we're spending less, because that's not going to work either. You still want to win. And I got to address this guy. Like, I just have to say that we get this a lot. We not like tons of them, but we get a handful of these kinds of texts to the show, and they really just they get my buttons. And it gets my buttons because there's a couple of different reasons. Number one, call the flippin' show and have a conversation. Conversations are not had over multi-paragraph text. Like, call the show, bring up a point, let's discuss it if you want to. But I don't think you have the guts to. In this case, Hogball 30. Now, this guy or gal or whoever has signed up as Hogball 30 has a career on this show of just lousy shot-taking text. But my point with you, Hogball 30, is A, you're not listening. B, you must not be very smart. And C, you really make me want to call you a moron. I'm not going to do that, but I want to. And here's why. Here's your text. You guys sit there and say fans want and think Arkansas is a football school, yet we've never won an SEC championship. Last appearance, 2002, 23 years ago. A national championship, almost doubling that time frame 61 years ago. Dude, I said Arkansas fans want to win at football more than any other sport. There are more Razorback fans that want to win at football more than any other sport. Tell me that's not true. Show me how that's not true. Does it sound like when you listen to this show, fans don't care about the football program? How many basketball calls have we taken and they've got maybe a top 5 team in the country? We'll be taking those calls when we get to basketball season. We'll be hearing from you about that. But everywhere you go, are people talking to you about the basketball team and how great they are? Or are they wondering who the next coach is going to be? You're a football school because you care about football more. It doesn't matter whether you've won championships. It matters what your fan base cares about. At Kentucky, they don't care. Here, they care about football. And then he goes on to say, we all know you work for the university, but seriously, please stop blowing smoke up Arkansas football fans' butts. What is the smoke? Like, call the show and tell me what the smoke is. Or go away. I mean, pick one. Because I'm not going to continue to read your text, but this was so bad that I thought it was good enough to read. 7:13, good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show.
They're all crazy. Yeah. And I don't mean that in a critical way. We got issues in this room. I'm going to be truthful about that.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
That's special.
we have a very strict goofing off policy around here. We're all for it.
Well, a certain amount's required. It's in our contract.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, we got calls just
Yeah, you
coming
stirred
in
'em up,
fast
man.
and furious. I mean, I was just speaking from the heart, Chuck.
I gathered that.
That Brahms biscuit,
That
man.
is one hearty biscuit. Let me just tell you.
I don't know what they do or how they do it. I mean, you can't get that at a five-star restaurant. That biscuit really has itself put together.
The way they melt the cheese
every
over
bite
the egg.
is perfectly.
It really is.
And that is not an advertisement. That's just, again, speaking from the heart. Eric's in Fort Smith. Hey, Eric, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Morning, fellas.
Hey, Eric.
Good to talk to you this morning. You guys doing all right?
Doing great. We had a little breakfast.
I happen to have to agree with you on, what was that, Hog Sports 30 person, whoever. I don't know.
Hogball 30, who I really wanted to call a moron, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, I have to completely agree. So, out of 50 states, I think, 14 out of all 50 don't have a professional team, and Arkansas being one of them. Listen, Arkansas fans and Arkansas residents live and breathe Arkansas football, Arkansas baseball, and Arkansas basketball. And I think a lot of people who don't really live in Arkansas lose a little bit of that perspective especially when we're talking about NIL and money going into these programs. Well, we don't have any pro teams to put money into, and we don't have any pro teams to back. So, I mean, all of our focus is on college sports. And I don't know. I think a lot of people are losing perspective on that, and that's all we got. But anyway, that's all I got.
All right, man. Have a great day. Appreciate the call. Sterling's in Center Ridge. Sterling, it's 7:19. Paul Feinbaum in 10 minutes. What's going on? Did Sterling have to answer another call at work? Sterling? Sometimes his phone dies.
Sometimes he holds court before he comes on with us.
He does.
And
maybe
that
he
might
muted
be
his phone
happening.
this time because we played about 5 minutes of it one
was
day
funny.
where he was just holding court there at work. David's in Searcy. David, good morning.
Good morning, guys. First of all, I read this morning, and I'm not going to basketball, but Jay Billis has Arkansas at number 20. Bless his heart.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, bless his heart.
I actually like that Arkansas is being slept on, and I hope you can keep that going as long as possible.
Well, me too. And with our schedule, we may be doing well to, get a 4 seed in the tournament, but that's basketball. Arkansas is a football school. It will always be a football school because football is number one, okay? It always has been, and it always will be. I actually thought Coach Petrino had the inside track to the job the entire time. But you know what? On social media, which I keep up with every day, I like to hear what everybody's saying.
Good mercy.
I like to hear what everybody's talking about. But I kind of agree with a lot of them. The way this season has gone, especially with the last game and the penalties, yeah, I know. But I'm talking about what actually happened on the field. I'm kind of like a lot of them. I'd like to just get the stink out of the air, and start all over again. And it's not going to be James Franklin. You can forget Brian Kelly. It's going to be one of the other guys that everybody's got the names out there. And there are a lot of good coaches. I think everybody is getting to the point where they would really like to start all over. And I think I'm getting in that camp, guys. I can't help it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're working on it, but he can't help but get in that camp. I mean, listen, there is always a feeling that the company's losing or negative things happening. Like, let's just flush everything and start over.
Blow it up.
That I get that, and I'm not saying it's not valid. What I am saying is the bigger deal is what's happening behind the scenes right now and what Hunter's able to pull together. That's basically a support system for football, kind of like they have for basketball. But football's bigger, it's more expensive, and like we just talked about, if you're talking about, paying a coach just middle of the pack in the SEC, it's $8 million. Middle of the pack. And by the way, when we talk about names like Franklin and Fleck or whoever, you want to dream up, it doesn't mean that the guy at North Texas isn't going to demand the same thing, because the agent's going to say to the school, what are you guys doing? You're going to offer him $5 million? I mean, everybody in the league's going to be recruiting against you based on that. They don't even really believe in that guy. They don't really support that program. They don't even pay their football coach what everybody else is making. Like, they're the 14th salaried coach in the SEC. You're going to have to pay the money almost regardless of who you hire.
No question.
There's
Absolutely.
not like some bargain.
No, people
we don't walk
think,
around talking about bargains.
Yeah, people think that, and look, if Coach Petrino's the choice, I'm fine with that. But people who are pushing him because they think he'll be a cheap alternative, I don't think that's going to be correct.
And he shouldn't be. Like, if he's the guy, if he's the guy you're putting your program in the hands of, he's going to get paid like every other coach in the SEC, or at least middle of the pack.
You are very correct about it being used against you in the portal, high school recruits, just in your overall, just in the way people view you generally. Hey, I know one operation people always view well, and that's WT Equipment. Part of it's because they're family-owned. Part of it's because they're a locally operated dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. But what it's really all about is you can trust them. You know, if you've got work that you're doing, you know it's serious business. You're managing a job site, maybe just taking care of your own land, running a farm. WT Equipment has the tools to get it done. Trusted brands like New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and the legendary Bobcat. They've got an expert staff. They know what they're talking about. You can go in and explain your situation, and they're going to know exactly what the solution is. And if you are looking for dependable equipment and folks who treat you like family, stop by your nearest WT Equipment location or visit WTEquip.com, and let's get to work.
Paul Feinbaum joins us next on the Chuck and Bo Show. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're just kind of wading through it, figuring it out with you this morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Truck Month is here at Chevrolet of Fayetteville, and the savings are big. Get up to $12,000 off new Silverados, up to $8,000 off Chevy 2500s, and up to $5,000 off Chevy Colorado. That's real money back in your pocket. Plus more inventory, more discounts, and better service than anywhere else in Northwest Arkansas. Stop by today and see Chris, Mark, and Denver at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
Hey, it's Bo, and I want to share something that's completely enhanced my day-to-day life. About a year ago, I started telling you about the Sweatnum Edge. Well, over the last several months, here's what's happened for me. My energy level is completely different. My exercise gains have seen a big jump. My mind is clearer, and frankly, life is just more enjoyable. Now, that's my story. What about you? Search the Sweatnum Edge online and get a free evaluation today. It's made a big difference for me, and I know it can for you too. The Sweatnum Edge.
Know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I mean, Chuck doesn't give himself enough credit. He knows how to work all the apps.
Really, I don't.
I'll be honest. Like, it's not a technically challenge situation. It's laziness. That's all of us. That's all of us. We can all figure it out.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Sounded like a legitimate shot right
Well,
there.
I mean, it's true. I mean, you can fake as if you don't know things so other people will do it, and then eventually you're like, I don't need you. I don't know how to do that. And you knew the whole time. Paul Feinbaum's joining us. Paul, I'm not sure. He hasn't been on this show with the Chuck and Bo Show yet. He used to come on the other show we did years ago. I'm not really sure how to bring you on, Paul. Like, are you still with ESPN? Are you in the U.S. Senate? Are you still doing the SEC Network? Good morning. What are you doing now?
Thank you very much. As of this hour, I am still employed by the Walt Disney Company.
Well,
so can you fix this
change.
YouTube thing? Can you get that taken care of?
Can you get back on YouTube TV?
I was in Austin the other day for a Vanderbilt game, and I flew back home that night, and my wife said, "Do you have any idea what's going on with ES?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, can you fix it?" I said, "No." and I am a consumer. I'm as ticked off as everybody else is, and it's downright exasperating. But then again, I am a lowly employee at the Disney Company, and they tell us we are not allowed to publicly comment on the airwaves. So I hope I haven't expressed too much frustration with them.
Well, what about the government shutdown?
We don't want to get you fined or anything like that.
Can you comment
Well, I
on
assure you,
politics?
I could settle this shutdown in about 5 minutes if I was up there, but I'm still covering college football right now.
Well, what are your thoughts, Paul, on the landscape? I mean, we've never had this many coaches fired at big programs this early in the season. What do you make of it?
Well, it's definitely there's a domino effect. Some of these are easy to understand. Arkansas, maybe some of the earlier ones. Penn State was the one that sent a shock through the system, and the second that happened, and LSU looks around and goes, they can pay that kind of money, so can we. And Florida does it. So I think Napier, Pittman are in one classification. Kelly and James Franklin are something that we've never seen before. Really top-notch coaches at big-time programs that the frustration level just reaches a boiling point, and it's like a volcano. It's to the point now where we are in early November, and nothing would surprise me other than maybe seeing someone that when the board loses 2 games and gets fired, that might surprise me. But the Kelly thing, as shocking as it was, you kind of go, oh, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. I mean, you lose a game at home and you get fired, even though you're a highly successful coach.
Paul, I got to ask you about Arkansas. I mean, you've hosted a show for a long time where you'll get a call about Arkansas every once in a while, but Arkansas for a decade hasn't really been a contender in this league, and there haven't been a whole lot of times where they have been since joining the league. But I feel like we're also at a different time in college football with the portal and money and all this stuff. If you're Hunter Yurachek, what are you doing right now to fix Arkansas football or get it in a position where you feel like that you're going to be at least in the middle of the pack in this league with a chance to compete for a run at the playoff in some years?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is talk like we have a chance to do exactly that, not talk like we don't have a chance, like he may have done a couple of weeks ago. But I think Arkansas is fixable, and maybe it's bias, having grown up in Memphis and followed that program during its heyday, and having been there enough times over the years and speaking and going to games to see the enthusiasm level. There is no excuse at all for Arkansas not to be highly competitive. And I just think it's in the last couple of years, it's just been a calamity of mistakes. I think Pittman peaked out very early in his last couple of years. The trend line was there, but hey, Sam Pittman's a good guy, so let's let him screw Arkansas up another year or two. And that's the sad part. He probably should have been gone sooner. And I don't know. I have no insight. You guys talk about it every day, so I don't want to act like I know who the next Arkansas coach is going to be. But I think it can be successful because it's just not that difficult. You don't have to go out there and hire somebody that's won a Super Bowl or somebody that's been to the CFP championship. You just have to hire somebody that understands, is relatable, because the fans in Arkansas, from where I sit, are going to coalesce around whoever the choice is.
Paul, you were right just a few moments ago when you said that, Penn State, that was that firing that kind of got all the firing started. Which is the first hire that begins the dominoes? What's the job out there that all the others fall in line behind?
Well, I think some of it is complicated because, if you are going to go after one of these top guys, you're not going to be the first one in. So Lane Kiffin will not be hired on November 30th because he's in the playoffs, unless he suddenly flames out. So I think that's really the most intriguing part of this. So who is going, of the so-called hot coaches, who is going to be available? So it's probably going to be Eli Drinkwitz because Missouri's not going to the playoffs. Ryan Silverfield is a very good coach, but they're still alive, so you can't hire him if Memphis is about to go to the playoffs. So I think that's really the complicated part. And also, does somebody gamble on a Gruden or a James Franklin, people that are not around? So I think that's how you have to look at it. It's going to be very tiered, where Florida, Arkansas, LSU, one of these schools is going to make a quick grab, and the other one is going to be waiting for that coach who was in the playoffs.
Is the Gruden stuff legit? I mean, is he a legit possibility at an SEC school?
I don't think so. Now, I know people that know Gruden better than I do. I've run into him once a year at an ESPN event, and he's a charming guy, but I don't know why you would hire John Gruden. First of all, I don't think he's that big of a name anymore. And, it's been a long time since he's been in a Super Bowl. And I know he coached recently, but, his last couple of jobs have flamed out. And, does he understand college football enough? And there's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, he's smart enough to bring a GM in, and he will attract a lot of attention, but he is not John Calipari, because John Calipari was still coaching at Kentucky the day before he took the Arkansas job. John Gruden has been out of it for too long, in my opinion. So that's my negative on him.
Paul, I got to ask you about just where we are with the conference arguments as it relates to the college football playoff. And, I mean, you've written a book, My Conference is Better Than Your Conference, and you do a show that largely revolves around the SEC. But I listened all summer to these commissioners get up, and I don't know who they're talking to, but they're like all campaigning for their league. And what is it about this that we're like deciding, well, how many teams can get in from whatever conference? Why can't we just get the best teams in?
Well, we should. But to me, anytime you have a committee, and a committee like this committee, there's some value in campaigning, but not in the summertime. Because I remember, Bo, being at SEC spring meetings, what was that, the last week of May, and the SEC officials were handing out those white papers, like, who in the world wants to read that at the beach? And it just had no relevance. I understand it right now, and I do it every day, and nothing irritates me more than that first Tuesday in November, when whoever it is, and it was Jeff Long 10 years ago, and it was Mack Rhodes the other night. And the exasperating part of that show is that individual, as well-meaning as he or she is not speaking for themselves. They're doing this group speak because they're talking for that committee, and I feel like we're down at the El Dorado Chamber of Commerce, and the guy is speaking about whether we're going to get a new Goodyear plant in town. And it just doesn't make any sense. And my biggest gripe, and I've been saying this, and I mean, I used to be on that Tuesday night show, Bo, and they kicked me off because I came on there one week about 5 or 6 years ago, and or maybe it was longer, and said, this is absurd. Why can't we have some transparency? If the Supreme Court justices can put their name by a landmark ruling on abortion, why can't these guys tell us, who they're voting for every weekend? And ultimately, they said, thank you for your service, Mr. Feinbaum.
That seems to be a little bit of a trend that we've developed here in this career of yours that's been quite fascinating to watch. I know, you've spent many, many, many years in Birmingham, and you're well aware of Alabama, Auburn. And I just wonder, what has happened? I thought Hugh Freeze was going to be a great fit at Auburn. What is going on at Auburn where it's been, I forget how long since they've had a winning record in the SEC?
Well, they fired Gus Malzahn, a great product of your state, because he wasn't winning enough. I think he was winning close to a 70% winning clip, and the last two guys, Harsin and Frieza, have just been over the SEC. And I think they got caught up in trying to keep up with Nick Saban, and Gus had a little bit of success against Saban. I think he beat him 3 or 4 times, and ultimately Freeze looked like a great choice on the day he was hired. But something, I know he's been sick, so you hate to just completely eviscerate the poor guy, but he never looked the same, and I think that they just are mired in one of these situations, which I think Arkansas can relate to, and they can't get out of their own way. They bring in an offensive genius, and they scored 3 points against the worst team in the SEC last week.
We'll get you out of here with this. You talked about getting out of your own way. It seems like to me college football now more than ever is about the people behind the program that actually are funding the program, the money, but also like you've got to give them some sort of say, or you've got to get connected in that way. Would you agree with that? Would you say like Kiffin's been able to do that at Ole Miss? In the places that are winning, they've got that kind of set up.
Right now, that's where we are. Saturday morning, put on your TV, and you're going to hear the name Cody Campbell nonstop. Who is he? He's the billionaire that made Texas Tech relevant. Every school has 1 or 2 or 3 of these guys, and they are now part of the program. I loved where who was it the other day? The buffoon governor of Louisiana who tried to set the template for what that program needs to do. But you can't get away from it. Agents are the most important people around in terms of the coaches, and 1 or 2 control everyone. And the boosters, if you give $100 million to Arkansas or $50 million, shouldn't you have a say? That doesn't mean you have to micromanage it. But, yeah, you better believe if I'm Hunter Yurachek, I'm calling the 3 most important boosters of Arkansas football or basketball, who, by the way, are also the 3 most important beneficiaries of the university and who make the state run. I'm getting their opinion. Otherwise, you're just a complete blithering idiot.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Paul, always great, man. Thanks for making time for us. We know how busy you are. We really appreciate it.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Chuck Bo, anytime.
Thank you. Continued success, man. Paul Feinbaum, still with the Walt Disney Company.
As of
ESPN,
now. Hey, did you notice? I could solve that very easily. I could.
Politics.
If I was up there, this shutdown would be over.
Yeah. Oh, he's probably not wrong. Somebody needs to do it. 7:44. Good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're brought to you in part by Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Teamworkbuilt.com is their website. Find out all about them there. But they'll do any roof, flat, metal, no matter how sloped it is, how easy it is, how big it is. Remodel. They do a lot of commercial remodels, and you can trust them. They're going to come in on time and on budget every time, and they'll leave you an immaculate job site when they're done. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by Teamwork. You're right, Chuck. You're right. You're right.
You're not wrong, Chuck.
Because we don't want.
That's really all I wanted to hear.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Cutting corners is generally a bad idea, and when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
The nation's best home court advantage lives inside Bud Walton Arena. The Razorbacks are back inside the Basketball Palace of Mid-America, and Coach Calipari and the Hogs need you there and need you loud all season long. A limited number of single-game tickets are available right now. Just head over to ArkansasRazorbacks.com and purchase yours today.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
By the way, good morning. We just kind of jumped in, and we're coffee deep. And hey, everybody,
Morning, Bart.
welcome in.
Edward.
I smell the bacon cooking. It's going to be a good day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You know, we talk about the Chuck and Bo family. You know, the family that listens to the Chuck and Bo Show together stays together. But we got a whole family of just people that we have coffee with, and talk ball on a regular basis. So I'm glad that people are here with us. And we get a text from 502 area code. I don't have a name. Hey, guys, could you give a big shout-out to the Lake Hamilton Band? Lake Hamilton High School Band winning their 3rd consecutive state marching competition yesterday at War Memorial Stadium. They'll be heading to Grand Nationals in Indianapolis next Wednesday. Can you fact-check that for us, Edward?
I believe it. I'm sure it's true. They do it like every year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it a
3 in a row.
It's like a marching band juggernaut.
It's like a band factory.
It's like a band factory.
Really,
yeah.
they're like 3 deep at like alto sax.
Yeah. Yeah, you should see their 2 deep roster across the woodwind section. It's like nothing you've
They're 4
ever seen
deep at
before.
tuba.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
depth you don't find everywhere.
That's awesome. Hey, seriously, there is something about a great marching band that can just bring some environment, I mean, that's pretty cool. Good for them.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to them. All right, college football playoff rankings are out. A lot to react to. What I'm still interested in and what I think is going to be fascinating down the stretch of the regular season to watch is who plays their way in or out of the playoff. Once we get to the playoff, it's always exciting. It's got that postseason do-or-die feel. Is anybody going to make a run? Is anybody hot at the right time? There's so much pressure and so much money in college football right now that people are losing their jobs mid-season because they suddenly don't have a chance to make the college football playoff. Well, now we're at the end of the season, and we have a handful of teams that are going to play their way in and play their way out. Let's look at some games. BYU, Texas Tech. Playoff implications. Texas A&M and Missouri. Paul Feinbaum just said on our show, Missouri's not going to the college football playoff.
But they could be the spoiler. They're in a couple of these games that we've highlighted over the rest of the season, and they win some of those games. They might knock teams out of the playoff.
Notre Dame's been fighting for their college football playoff life since Game 3.
It's been a playoff game every week for them.
Because they started 0-2.
That's right.
And they're playing Pitt next weekend. And Pitt has been pesky this year.
Pesky Pitt.
Good freshman quarterback has ignited the offense for Pitt. They're dangerous.
Oklahoma and Alabama.
I'm just listening.
They're dangerous.
They are.
Ignited.
Is Oklahoma's Brent Venables going to play his way in to the playoff or play his way out or coach his way out of a job? I mean, these are the stakes in college football now.
Anything could happen.
He could lose the rest of his games and his job be on the line. That's the way their schedule sets up. Or he could win the rest of them and be in the college football playoff. How is this possible that jobs are literally hanging in the balance of you're that good or you're that bad? It can't be true. But that's the pressure that we have in college football right now.
2 things. I mean, the playoffs, the promised land now. I mean, it is the ultimate destination. And Kurt Cignetti's ruined it for everybody. If I was a coach that was like on the hot seat, I would hate Kurt Cignetti. I mean, he has like ruined the curve because it's like, well, if he can do it in Indiana, how come we're not doing it here?
Everybody wants the next Kurt Cignetti.
I
but
know.
Nobody would have taken him.
That's right.
You had to go to Indiana. You
It was
can't
the
hire,
worst job in
could
America.
Alabama have replaced Saban with Kurt Cignetti?
We could
No
not
chance.
have replaced.
Arkansas, Vanderbilt would have had a tough time doing
I'm
it.
going to go hire the guy from James Madison.
And he's bringing all his players.
Yeah, let's get
And
excited.
he's going to put them in the Big Ten, and they're going to win.
They're going to be ranked number 2 in the country.
How about that? By the way, does Indiana have any tough games left on their schedule?
They play Indiana State. They play Indiana State. They got a rivalry game later on.
I give them credit, man. They went to Oregon and just beat them
Yeah,
down.
they boat raced Oregon, and that's their calling card.
They won't play anybody of significance until Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. Big Ten better be careful. They might just get 2 teams in the playoff.
Watch out.
Look out. The SEC might have 6. The committee will never let that happen. I don't believe anything they say otherwise. When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
This fall, don't just pay for a heating tune-up. Make it part of a Paschal membership and get year-round benefits for your home. For as low as $8.99 a month, your annual tune-up is included. Plus, members get exclusive discounts on air, plumbing, and electric services. Don't wait until there's a problem. Protect your home, budget, and peace of mind with Paschal. Visit gopaschal.com to learn more and join today. And Razorback fans, we've got exciting news. Paschal is now proud to be the official air, plumbing, and electric provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Need help growing your brand with strategy and creativity? At Vanquish Marketing, the mission is simple. Help businesses grow with clarity, kindness, and excellence. They don't just run ads or manage campaigns. They come alongside brands as a true partner. By creating data-driven marketing funnels and building strategies that scale, they equip their clients for long-term success. Guided by their core values, they know growth is about more than transactions. It's about people. Visit vanquish.marketing to jumpstart your brand today. Chris in Fayetteville, you're on the news, weather, information station.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, we're full service, baby.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Roger in Danville has chimed in. Petrino took over. I said Hogs would go 0-7. Remember, Bo?
Roger's one of these guys that, like, at 7 in the morning, it's going to be a terrible day. I don't care what everything's going to fall apart. They're not any good. They suck. And then at 5 o'clock, I told you it's going to be a terrible day. Right. Congratulate me on being right. Where's my trophy?
You know, everybody's like, traffic stacked up. You're going to be like,
I predicted
that. What are you smiling about?
The Chuck
I
and
called
Bo
it.
Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
We're using this one a little bit different as far as trying to get guys healthy and get the little bumps and bruises healed up and be ready to go full speed and normal practice on Sunday night and next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
So they're using the bye week. Bobby Petrino still has games to coach, still has games to try and win. Not this weekend, but next they'll be in Baton Rouge.
I was thinking as I was listening to that, you win a ball game. Man, did you hear that cadence? Did you hear that seriousness? I mean, he's that's a football coach right there. You lose a game by a field goal, and it's like, let's just get to the coaching search. So it just kind of depends on how it turns out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of team shows up. Do these guys continue to fight and play? Every indication has been from every one of those guys that they got a good group in terms of character, and they keep fighting. If they do that, I still think they got a good chance to win one of these games, if not a couple of them.
I'm going to be interested to see what happens with LSU and Alabama. That's this weekend, right, Bart? I believe it is.
Yes.
And LSU's, they've got the interim deal going on, but it's Alabama. And LSU has made a concerted effort publicly the last 3 or 4 days to make it look like they have righted the ship. They've got that governor out of the picture. They've hired a president. They've hired an AD.
They made the interim AD, the AD.
And they've hired a permanent president now for the university system, too. So they're trying to get their ducks in a row. So I don't know what to expect out of that game. But, it'll be interim versus interim. And I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
Before
when Arkansas plays.
Before Arkansas goes to Austin. So that's what's going on with LSU. The next opponent they have is Texas.
Yeah.
And Texas has to go to Athens to play Georgia the week before.
Mm-hmm.
And if Texas loses that game, what is their record at that point?
They'd have 2 losses then, wouldn't they? Would that be 2 or 3?
They lost to Oklahoma.
They have 2 losses. Texas has 2.
So that would be their third. They'd be out.
So does that change where Texas shows up in that game? Like the way they show up and play?
It certainly could. I would imagine. They're basically playing a playoff game.
And if you just get knocked out of the playoff.
Every game's a playoff game.
Well, right.
Until you're knocked out.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is they lose at Georgia, they're going to get knocked out.
Well, and they've got to play A&M after that too. I mean, it's like when people talk about 6 teams being in the playoff out of the SEC. You've got your 4 that would be in there if it started today. I can't help but wonder if both Texas and Oklahoma don't get knocked out, that we may end up with 4. And the problem's not going to be the Big Ten. The problem's going to be like Virginia and the Big 12 champion and the Group of 5 team. That's what's going to end up knocking out one of those teams, I suspect. But I just don't think those teams are done losing. And I'm not saying they're bad teams. I just think the law of averages, when you look at what Texas has left and when you look at what Oklahoma has left, they're going to lose again. And when they do, if they do, they're out.
Well, or Oklahoma makes it interesting by winning one of the – I mean, they're playing Alabama. They're playing Missouri.
Well, if they win those games, they're in.
Yeah. And you got – so what you're saying right now is you got Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M in.
Right.
Is there any way Vanderbilt gets in if they've got a bye? They got Auburn. Did they already play Auburn, or is that this week? Oh no, that's
where
this
are they?
Week.
16th in the rankings.
They got
this
Auburn
week?
this week. They got a bye, and then they have Kentucky at home and at Tennessee to finish the season.
They're 16th right now. I'm not saying they couldn't win all those games. It's the BYU, Virginia, Memphis, I suspect when you get right down to it, those are the teams because they have to get in. They have to have a representative. Those are the teams that might end up keeping them out.
It's 8:07. Sterling, I think, is in Center Ridge. We tried him earlier. I don't know if he was holding court in the break room or what. Let's see if he's here now. Sterling, good morning.
Good morning, Bo, Chuck.
There we go.
Sterling, yes.
Turn him up. Let's hear you. What's going on?
Guys, I heard you little rant earlier about the football school and stuff, and it just amazes me how people do not understand how that works. It's all about what the fan base cares the most about, not necessarily what they're most successful in. I mean, that's like saying Colorado is a skiing school, or a school is a gymnastics school, and there's no school in America that's them type schools because that's not the first and most important of the program. So it's just amazing how people will text, email you guys, and just go off and just won't call and talk it out. It's amazing to me.
Well, I think people get used to saying that's a cheer school, that's a basketball school, that's a whatever school, because that's a track school. Arkansas is a track school. Chris Bucknam just retired. Doug Case named the new head coach. We'll talk to Buck later this hour. Great career, 34 SEC championships, couple national titles, 1 point away from winning the outdoor not long ago. But Arkansas is not a track school. They're just really good at track. You can go there, and if you are looking for a track program, they got maybe the best one in the country, right alongside a couple of other ones. But this is not a track school. Like fans aren't waiting in line to get into the track events. You're exactly right. And I think we just get mixed up with throwing terms around. But you're a football school when you care most about football. And when you go to UConn, they care most about basketball. Like if you're the football coach taking a job at UConn, you go in there knowing that you're not the most important thing.
Exactly, 100%. And I want to change gears in a second about Jerry Jones. Excuse me. The national media have been beating up Jerry, and now it's to the point the way I see it, and I want your thoughts on it real fast. But no matter what he does, they're gonna kill him. If he would have signed Michael Parsons, to talk about he overpaid. There's no way you pay a linebacker $48 million. But if you trade him and get 2-1, you didn't get enough for him. You make a trade mid-season. They believe they're contenders? Why would they do such a thing? Why do they give up draft capital? But if you don't, you're going to continue to pound about how sorry and how lousy that defense is. And the worst thing you ever done was trading Michael Parsons, and you leave out the part about the $48 million. I mean, it's like no matter what he does, I know he does a lot of talking, and he does this and that, and he's done it from the jump, from the start. 30 years. It ain't like he just started. He did it even when he had Jimmy as head coach. He was always on the sidelines, always front and center. And it's to the point now that they're just tired of using him as a whipping boy. And I'm no Jerry apologist. He don't need me to defend him at all. But I hate it when I see the media just, no matter what you do, you can't win.
So that's a great listen. You're right. Jerry's brought all that on himself, but it's a great example of this, and we're all guilty of it. Our opinions oftentimes are biased based on what our feelings are about the person. Like whatever your feelings are about Jerry Jones, most of the time, your opinion of anything he does is going to follow what your bias already is about the person. Like that's just the way. Like you hear it with coaches all the time. I mean, the two different coaches can make the exact same decision, but you like one of them and you don't like the other one, and you're going to react differently to the same exact decision based on how you feel about the coach.
That's true, and it works both ways. Sterling, you're right. I mean, there's not much Jerry's going to do right in the eyes of the national media. By the same token, Jerry gets the benefit of the doubt in places like Arkansas. But, you know, here's the bottom line. Cowboys aren't any good. And until they are, Jerry's going to be treated like a buffoon by the national media. It's not fair.
The wealthiest
It's not
franchise.
fair. I mean,
They don't win.
it's a joke when someone treats someone who's been as successful as him like a buffoon. But this is sports. This is not wildcatting. This is sports.
It's not wrestling.
You know, if you win,
Wrestling.
everything you say is gospel, and if you lose, everything you say is garbage. That's how the world works.
Let me ask you this, Chuck. Honestly, like, not that we really want to dig in on the Cowboys, but I am just curious. How has Jerry Jones managed to keep so many people caring about the Cowboys when they haven't won in 100 years?
Well, because they are the Cowboys, and they've been the Cowboys
It's
since
remarkable.
the franchise came into being. And yes, he is a great promoter. I think what's frustrating for those of us who pay attention to the scoreboard in the stadium is that the financial ledger is not, in fans' eyes, the mark of success or failure. Wins and losses are. The most profitable franchise in sports should not go 25 years between championships. It shouldn't happen. I know it's not easy to do. I understand that. I'm for them. I watch them every week. And nobody pulls for them more than me sometimes, I promise. But that is just not a good football program. It's just not. And it doesn't show any signs in my eyes of getting better. And Jerry's going to be judged on that.
Yeah, 8:13. Chris Bucknam coming up at 8:30-ish here on a are we on a Thursday?
Yeah.
Is today Thursday?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. The push for the playoffs, gearing up in college football season, while the NFL determines division winners and playoff seeding. College basketball's back. The NBA season is in action. There's not a better time to download the Oaklawn Sports app in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Take advantage of the Oaklawn Sports new player offer. New customers earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. New and existing customers can get a 10% profit boost. They got futures, outright winners, spreads, totals, player props, game props, live in-game wagering. Thank you for that. Thank you, SMU, for helping me out after I failed with Bart's 7-team parlay. Saved me, saved the bacon. Oaklawn Sports. Download the app today. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. 8:14. Boy, it's going to be another nice day today. You want to go for a walk? You want to meet for lunch at the park? Maybe have a sandwich on the park bench. Go for a walk. You do that with me?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yes, if it means leaving me alone. Yeah. No, I'm not showing up. Yeah. Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Been brain dead for 2 days. Well, some people would argue much longer.
Well,
but I mean,
it's been
personal
noticeable.
standards.
It's been noticeable, really. The last couple of days.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
What to watch? Brought to you by Macadoodles. Bart, what are we watching, man?
Well,
We got stuff to watch.
some ball on tonight?
There's a Thursday night football game. It is Raiders versus Broncos, which is kind of disgusting. But it is available on Prime Video, so you can watch it. If you have Prime, you can watch it. You don't have to deal with any of this nonsense that's going on with ESPN right now. 7:15 Prime
have another app.
Video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
remember when they started that?
It's
we were
a
all
different
pissy
pay
about
service.
that.
It's a different pay
We were all
service.
disappointed about the whole.
I think I said I'd
Prime
never watch.
Thursday night game, and now
They
we're
do
all,
a great job.
Well, now we're all watching it.
They've
Is
got
my point.
They've got the best broadcast.
See,
product in the NFL.
we all
and it's
say,
not even
oh,
close.
Yeah, I agree.
I got to get you on camera when you talk, Edward. Now that I can see,
You make such an emphatic
feed.
point.
All right, 1 second.
Yeah, I need to see you when you speak. Yeah, turn that.
Well,
here we
Edward
go.
knew he made a big point there.
Edward with his annual appearance.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little late though. That
Wilson.
varsity vibe sign looks great behind you, Bart. We
Thank
are
you.
going to get you lit up a little bit better.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna
illuminated.
get. I'm gonna get a
We're going to
light-
make Bart
a light,
pop.
over here. There are some college football games tonight.
Get in there, Edward. Go ahead.
UTSA and South Florida play at 6:30 on ESPN.
Jeff Traylor,
so
Alex
you'll need an
Golish.
app for that.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Georgia Southern and our friend Dow Loggins and App State play at
Dallas playing tonight?
6:30.
Who they
on
playing?
ESPN2, Georgia Southern.
Okay, I'll be. Yeah, those
I'd
are
take
all
App
games
State.
to watch.
I'd take App State at home in that one.
You got any locks for tonight?
Yeah, you got any action tonight?
Baby locks.
You got any action?
Baby locks for tonight.
Baby locks.
Baby.
Baby.
Like my grandkid. Baby.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
How
I
is
see what
he,
you're
by the
saying.
way?
He's doing great, man. He's getting bigs up to 12 pounds.
Big boy.
Yeah, 3 months old.
That's great.
Yeah, he's healthy. He's doing great. Yeah. Anyhow,
I would
just want to go hold him for a minute. Give me some baby locks.
I'd look at App State. They're a 5.5-point favorite tonight. I think they're a much better team than Georgia Southern.
Oh, look at that.
I think that's kind of
that looks great.
That would be a lean tonight. I don't really have a lean in the pro game tonight. I mean, the Broncos are going to win.
What about basketball? What about the hardwood?
Basketball, some interesting things. I've got a couple of teasers tonight that are.
Please be careful with those cords.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much.
Oh, it's like watching YouTube TV.
Can we get
could
those
watch 4
vertical?
games.
No, it doesn't fit. It's a quad box.
I don't like the quad box.
The multi-view.
Good job, Edward. That looks good.
The streaming multi-view.
Are you done yet?
Go ahead, Bart.
You asked me.
I want to know about basketball betting tonight.
So a couple of teasers in the Merrimack Auburn game. Merrimack plus 30.5. And the over 141.5
from the degenerate
and
well.
And then Xavier is hosting Lemoyne. And I have another little Xavier minus 18.5, and then the over 153.5.
Chuck, I just realized that we put the varsity.
I know.
Put the
Talking about
varsity
gambling.
vibe sign up behind Bart.
Hey, what are the odds
He's
on that
talking
Bentonville
about
Fayetteville game? What do you got on that this weekend?
We got the best and purest of high school sports varsity vibe logo behind you.
Hey, have you got?
You're over there talking about degenerate
I'm just gonna turn
gambling
my camera
on a
off.
Thursday night.
Have you got the prop bets for that Rogers game up
mercy.
yet?
What are the odds for Bentonville to win the state title this year? Is it going to be Bentonville or Bryant? Who's got the odds?
It's going
on
to be
that?
one of them.
Hooten's Football Magazine has it at.
I'd say Bryant is a minus 110 favorite to win the state title.
Bart's going to set his own odds. Bart's going to be
Bentonville
he's going to get busted for
160.
being a high school bookie.
We got Mountain
Yeah,
Pine about
I'll
43
do high
this
school
week, Bo.
action. That's what I'll do. I'm Bart. Like, I got this. You've heard of me. I'm on the Chuck and Bo show. I do locks. But I'm also, I'm also setting odds now. Odds maker Danny Sheridan.
I'm a high school handicapper on the side.
That's right. That's right.
On the down low.
All right. What to watch brought to you by Macadoodles. Wednesdays, Wine Down Wednesday, where every bottle of wine in the whole store is 15% off. Man, Macadoodles any day of the week, though. They have a wine tasting open to close every day. They've got the greatest selection, but the customer service is what it's all about. Yes, they've got competitive pricing, but I know when I shop, I love somebody helping me find exactly what I want, especially if I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm going for. But also, where do I find it? Even if I know exactly what it is I'm looking for. And then if you're buying a lot of stuff, you got a party, a watch party, or you've got some holiday party coming up, that's the best place to go. And they're going to stock your car for you, put it all in there, walk it out there. Macadoodles is just north of the state line, north of Bella Vista. And then you can find them in West Siloam Springs. And also, now guess who in Bentonville? Of course, that's been there for a while. But you get the same customer service, same Wine Down Wednesday, same great selection. All the allocated selections that they have are surprisingly good compared to what you get at a lot of places. So stop by Macadoodles and get ready for your next watch party or holiday party, whatever it is. Chris Bucknam is coming up here in a minute.
They're retiring Chris Bucknam. Short time.
What a nice career he's had at Arkansas. Great career. 34 SEC championships. I mean, it wins so much that you don't even realize they've won another one.
It's like Big Keith's condition.
Well, what is that, by the way? Like that whole thing yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, why did you?
Big Keith and Coach Bucknam have the same condition.
Winning. He said, my condition is all I do is win.
That's right.
But Chris Bucknam makes sense. Big Keith doesn't.
That's also right.
Broke
And Chris Bucknam has a home.
Yeah. Hey, you can catch the Chuck and Bo Show on demand, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get podcasts. If you miss anything on the show, you get up later, whatever, you can listen to it anywhere, anytime on Spotify or Apple or whatever you get podcasts. Chuck and Bo on demand, also on YouTube. It's driven By the Fayetteville Auto Park, built and been in business for 25 years, built on trust, relationships, and top-tier service. The Fayetteville Auto Park, where you drive with confidence. See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Truck Month is here at Chevrolet of Fayetteville, and the savings are big. Get up to $12,000 off new Silverados, up to $8,000 off Chevy 2500s, and up to $5,000 off Chevy Colorado. That's real money back in your pocket. Plus more inventory, more discounts, and better service than anywhere else in Northwest Arkansas. Stop by today and see Chris, Mark, and Denver at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
Hey, it's Bo, and I want to share something that's completely enhanced my day-to-day life. About a year ago, I started telling you about the Sweatnum Edge. Well, over the last several months, here's what's happened for me. My energy level is completely different. My exercise gains have seen a big jump. My mind is clearer, and frankly, life is just more enjoyable. Now, that's my story. What about you? Search the Sweatnum Edge online and get a free evaluation today. It's made a big difference for me, and I know it can for you too. The Sweatnum Edge.
Particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. Maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
all in this room have opinion. Facts are secondary to a good argument.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
8:31. Let's talk to Nathan in Tulsa real quick. Nathan, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. What's happening?
Hey, good morning. How are you guys?
Doing great, man. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Hey, real quick before I get started, I want to give a shout-out to my buddy Cade Corbel, longtime Razorback fan, and he listens to you guys religiously. So I think he's listening right now. He's on his way to a hunt, I think, in South Dakota. So, Cade, I made it on the show, bud.
Hey, it's a big day. It's a big day.
Wow, man.
I
we
made
feel
it.
Honored. That's exactly how we felt the first day we were on the air. We made it.
That's right. I made it. So I'm done. Hey, I just want to talk real quick. Obviously, the most important thing, I say the most important topic, I think, that people are maybe popular is the coaching search. And, you know, I heard the guy yesterday call in about the BYU defensive coordinator, and then you've got people just they're kind of racing to the top. Who's the best defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator? That's the guy it should be. And I like to look into a little bit more depth than that. And I just want to say a name that I don't think I've heard you guys talk about, but you probably know. But I think I'm really fond of, I think most people are, the 05, 06 Houston Nutt teams with McFadden and Felix Jones. And there was a walk-on fullback inside that running back room named Kane Womack. He was Dave Womack's son. And you know, if you go back and hear him talk about his time at Arkansas, of course he graduated from Fayetteville High School, he's from Springfield, Missouri, but you know, he loved being a Razorback, and he loved being in that running back room. In fact, we used him on the scout team for both offense and defense, and it was there where he got his love for the defensive side of football. How do I shut down this Razorback rushing attack on scout defense playing linebacker? So he became a GA and a defensive coach, and then became a defensive coordinator at Indiana, and then he went to South Alabama, had 3 good years there coaching, and decided to go with DeBoer to Alabama because he could get a better job out of that probably than coming from a head coaching position at South Alabama. He's been a defensive coordinator at Alabama for 2 years, and I feel like, to me, if you can find someone who's ran out of the A before, who's someone who's heard a pregame speech from Houston Nutt that I think fires all of us up, I don't think you can ignore a contestant like that or a possible hire like that. So I just want to throw my hat in the ring for Kane Womack for our opening.
All right. I think Kane's going to continue to have a great career. I think he'll be a head coach someday. He was at South Alabama, then did take that DC job with DeBoer. Maybe not yet, but Kane Womack's he's young too. I mean,
he's got a bright future.
He was at Indiana before Cignetti as a DC. Got the South Alabama job, but there's a bunch of guys from Arkansas, Chuck. A bunch of guys that have gone on.
Oh, there are.
Like we just mentioned a couple of them. You know, Dowell's coaching tonight for App State, Dow Loggins. Chris Bucknam has done a lot of coaching, done it for a long time, and he's had a celebrated and decorated career, 34 SEC titles, a couple of national championships at Arkansas. Came a point from getting another one here recently in the outdoor season, and he's joining us now on the Chuck and Bo Show, announcing his retirement yesterday, and Doug Case will take over. Coach, congratulations on a tremendous career and a great run at Arkansas.
Oh, Bo, thanks a lot. You had to remind me about that 1-point loss right off the bat.
Yeah. I'm sure you've forgotten all about it. Yeah.
No, I appreciate you having me on. No, it's been, like I said yesterday, it's been an honor. I mean, when you think about it, to sit in Coach McDonald's chair and be there for 17, 18 years, to be able to survive the gauntlet has been quite an honor. So I don't know, divine intervention came and allowed me to be here at one of the iconic programs in the country, and I feel very blessed.
Buck, I said earlier when I heard the news yesterday, I thought, well, he's too young to retire. And but then you say 17, 18 years, and it's like, man, it has been a while. How did you know it was time?
Well, I feel great. And as I look back at it, I got this job when I was 51 years old. I wish I had gotten it when I was 41 because that's how much I enjoy doing it. I feel like I could coach another 4 or 5 years. But, Chuck, my family is scattered across the country. I have a son and grandson in Houston. I have my daughter coaching up at Manhattan, Kansas with Coach Geffert up there with their track program. My mom and dad are 92 and 95. They live in just north of Boston. Both my brothers are there. So, if my immediate family was all right here, I could keep going.
Right.
But it would. I just need to focus on that. I've been a head coach since I was 27 years old when Bob Bowlesby hired me at Northern Iowa, and that was the other factor. It's time for the young guys to come in and take over, and so there were a couple of reasons, but health and energy wasn't one of them. In fact, it was like, hey, this is why I do need to retire because I need to focus on family.
That's pretty cool. I love that perspective. Coach, we see, college football, it's so forward-facing and so talked about nationally and obviously a topic, among our Kansans all the time. But, when it comes to track, it's like you want a winning track program, you want to be part of that, you go to Arkansas. And it's almost like we take it for granted that you're just going to keep winning SEC championships and competing for national titles. But I know that it's gotten so competitive in the SEC. You talked about the gauntlet and what an honor it was. I'm sure at times it didn't feel like as much of an honor as it did a grind. Take us for those who don't see it every day. I mean, what's it like? We take it for granted, but what's it like to compete at the level that you guys and that program have carried on after John McDonald every year in cross-country, indoor and outdoor track?
Well, the thing is, you can never let your guard down. We're trying to do two things. We're trying to create an atmosphere out at the track, at the Tyson Indoor Track, at the John McDonald Field, that is second to none. That's elite. Trying to sell our guys that, hey, like I said yesterday, our ceiling is high. And so it is a lot of fun, Bo, to be able to go in there and try to energize that group of people. And one of the things that really has helped us and we've thrived in is the portal. And we kill it on the portal because kids that might pass us by or they come into our facilities and they compete from other universities and everything when it comes time to wanting to either go to grad school or they had enough where they're at. I mean, we're one of the top choices, and we've just been killing it the last couple of years. But it is an incredible gauntlet. There has been over the last decade, up until July 1st, really, there's been a huge investment in track and field with facilities and budgets and all that things throughout the country, and obviously the SEC is the leader in that. And so you wake up a couple sleeping giants over the last 17 years that changed everything also, and that's, the University of Florida, University of Oregon, that came alive, and then you throw in a Texas A&M, and now before you know it, you're getting attacked at all sides. And but it's a blast. I mean, it's a challenge every day, and but it is a grind. Cross country, indoor and outdoor track, go right into the portal in June. Then you've got the athletes that we have that compete that compete at the World Championships. Obviously, collegiate athletes can compete for basically the Super Bowl in track and field, and then they come back on campus again after that. So it's really it's a unique situation.
Chris, you know this better than anyone, but Arkansas's track and field program is unique in that the coach is expected to compete for national championships in indoor, outdoor, and cross country. Some schools specialize in 1, 2 if they're lucky. You're expected to win in all three here. How does that affect things at Arkansas as opposed to other places?
Well, what it does is, it's that distribution of scholarships, Chuck. You got up until July 1st, you had 12.6 scholarships. You're competing across 21 events. You have a cross-country champ, indoor and outdoor. And so we many times we're get betwixt and in between. We get a little bit short in depth with somebody in our distance program. And then you get to the outdoor track and you go, man, I wish we had one more 400-meter runner for that 4x4. Everybody's gassed. We need one more guy. And so that's been the big challenge is to navigate and to try to get it done. And we probably banging our head against the wall. It was probably impossible. But as I took the job here, you look at the Triple Crowns plastered everywhere, and you see the championships in all three, and it's like, shit. What am I going to do? I'm not going to. Exactly. I'm not going to downgrade it and say, okay, we're just going to be a cross country program. That's what we had to do. And the one other caveat I will tell you is our facility. And the facilities make a big difference. And so you have the Tyson indoor track that is literally, not even arguably, the best indoor track in the country to compete in. And so you got to put a product out there. That track is a ballistic track. You can run fast miles on it. Yes, you can. But it's the fastest track in the world. You see Wallace Spearman break a world record on it. The 400 world record is on it. And so we want to have fun being on that track. And so, we go after sprinters. And so at the end of the day, the facilities dictate, what kind of product you put out there too. And John, it's built for competing in all three. And it's just what maybe Case will do something different, but that's the path we went down. And, the national office has developed a John McDonald Program of the Year award for the team that gets closest to do that. And, we've won 5 of those. I guess you could call them Triple Crowns, but we feel like jumping off a cliff. We've been on we've been on the podium, top 4, 18 times. This excruciatingly close meet. So, but we have to do it.
That's an amazing run. Coach, we could go on, but since you're retired now, we'll have plenty of time for that down the road.
I'm made for coffee.
I do want to ask you this, and I've probably asked you this before on a Hog Pod, but now that your career is coming to an end at Arkansas, how do you hope that Razorback fans, University of Arkansas, Arkansans remember you?
I hope they remember an unbelievably competitive coach that didn't back down on anything that Coach McDonald started. The university hit the lottery back in the day, and he created this Death Star of track. And I just hope people remember that we tried to honor that, that we competed hard. We won. To me, it's about trophy. It's about the trophy meets, and the trophy meets are the SEC championships, and back in the day, the Southwest Conference and the NCAA meet. And Coach Mack told me, and I'm not trying to give myself an out, but Coach Mack told me, he goes, your conference championships are your most important meet. And the reason why I tell you is that that's where you can get the most guys up on the podium. And the meets that we have going to the national meet is a smaller group. So I take great pride in the fact that for my entire career, I don't think one athlete has gone through our program since 2008 that is not wearing either an NCAA championship ring or an SEC championship ring. Everyone that came through has got one of those.
That's incredible. Coach, I mean, the guts, the courage to step in after John McDonald and then make it the career that you have, 18 years, 34 SEC championships, couple of national championships, and so many more things like the John McDonald Program of the Year 5 times, all the podium appearances. Well done. Congratulations. You've earned an enjoyable retirement, and we'll talk soon. All the best to you.
Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. Chris Bucknell. I mean, the guts to take over for a legend and then actually be what he's been has been remarkable. Congratulations.
When my office was at Barnhill Arena for several years, Buck would come by, and, I mean, you want to talk about figuring out the world? I mean, you can do that with Chris Bucknell, I promise you.
You could do it with Coach McDonald, too.
Yeah, you could.
Similar personalities.
Very similar. You're right.
847. Good morning.
I know this is an audio medium, and I shouldn't just shake my head, but words fail me.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, there's nothing like a perfect steak. So tender, juicy, and packed with flavor. And now, thanks to Plainview Beef, it's clean with no hidden chemicals. Plainview Beef feeds their cattle with wheatgrass sprouts, and their beef is loaded with nutrients your body needs. I'm telling you, you gotta try it. PlainviewBeef.com. Order direct to your house. Check out their menu, which includes 6 8-ounce fillets for just $99. Again, it's PlainviewBeef.com. Use the promo code Chuck and Bo and get a free 12-pack of beef sticks. PlainviewBeef.com.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds. Professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party, or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville. So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
you one thing, but listen, what a great show. The best sports show in the state is, no doubt, the Chuck and Bo Show. No doubt about it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
We got big news, breaking news, as we end the program. And by the way, Chris Bucknam was really good, but we have breaking news. Let's go to the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. Bart, what's happening?
Chevy of Fayetteville, 200 new vehicles on the lot right now, including those beautiful Silverados. Together, let's drive. Bart, what do you have?
Guys, our old friend Jerry Palm has his has his preseason NCAA tournament bracket.
Who's Jerry Palm?
Ooh.
Yeah, give me a little Jerry Palm.
Yeah.
No?
Play it.
You don't have any more? Yeah, that's it.
We don't have a ton of time for the full
Oh, I need to hear some of it, though.
All right, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has his first projected NCAA tournament bracket out at his new website, palmbrackets.com, Palm, no relation to Ken Pomeroy.
I just.
What about Jerry Palm?
Number one seeds. Number
your
one
favorite
seeds.
joke, Ken Palm's brother.
Number one seeds. He has Purdue, which that's funny.
Always funny.
Always funny to you.
Florida and St. John's as the number one seeds in this year's NCAA tournament. He might have one, maybe two of those right. 2 seeds, Duke, Michigan, UConn, and Kentucky, which seems like a reach. 3 seeds, BYU, who would play
I don't care.
Little
anymore.
Rock.
You got that ready, Edward? Oh,
Anyway, he has Arkansas as a 4
I just
seed.
want to hear the Jerry Palm clip.
Okay, fine.
But we don't have it.
What clip? We have a cut up that's like a minute and a half long.
Play some of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the whole bit.
Play it going
That's
out.
that's the
Play
whole
it
reason
going
we're
out.
doing it.
Take us home,
Record
Jerry.
doesn't matter.
This is what I got.
Okay.
Your conference record doesn't matter.
Does that make you happy?
No.
Where's the long one?
Ooh.
We don't have time for the long one.
Just play it all the way to the end. Let it run out to the
whole
end of the
bit.
show.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. You were over there working on it, and the whole reason we were doing it.
Nobody said anything about playing the
Yes,
minute and a half
yes,
side in the
yes,
final
yeah.
time.
I mean,
It was understood.
It doesn't make sense if we don't do the whole thing. Why else would we be doing Jerry Palm?
Run it to the very end where the
Chuck
last
ruined
thing
his
people
career.
hear.
Chuck ruined his career. That's what we were going to play.
You know what,
man.
You know what would be happening right now if we played the cut? Is this
We would be
the
laughing.
outro music would be so loud over it
But
that
we would
nobody
be
could
laughing.
hear it.
We would be laughing.
Well, we would be laughing.
Well, let's laugh tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
We gotta-
Let's pretend this never happened.
Tomorrow we're going to play
I
the
will be
whole Jerry
prepared.
Palm cut.
We'll play it every segment. Let's do it every segment, every hour.
Yes.
Every 8
Yes.
minutes.
No,
10
no.
minutes on the 9.
8 minutes after the hour, every hour. 8 minutes after every hour. 6:08, 7:08, 8:08 tomorrow. How Chuck
November
destroyed
7th.
How,
We do it
how
every year.
Chuck assisted Jerry Palm in ruining his own career.
It's driven him to this preseason bracket on his own website.
Total obscurity.
What's the website again?
Palmbrackets.com.
Is that Ken Palm or Jerry Palm?
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutopark.com. Chevy.